You know, it's really funny how you mentioned Charles, and we were talking about Charles, and well, to be fair, I mentioned Charles because I'm shady, but
we had a quick yap where we were like, Lewis Hamilton's gonna win. And then literally like 2 days later, he did.
See that, Nelson Piquet? Yeah. The true Brazilian. Sorry.
Oh my God. Hello, and welcome to Hold the Pass, a podcast where motorsport stories, knowledge, and insights get passed between friends from every corner of the paddock. That includes me, Misha.
And me, Fatima.
And you, dear audience. And today, we're going to be talking about something from the past and the future. And we're going to be talking about some tracks that are coming back to the F1 calendar.
No, but like for real, Misha, this is such an exciting topic. I'm really excited because we get to see some different, vibes come next year. And I love when Formula One changes things up and we get some new exciting things to look at. And like I said, next year is going to be an exciting one because as you mentioned, we're not getting, did you mention? I don't know, but as you may have mentioned, and if you didn't, we are getting not one, but two new, quote unquote, for the audio listeners, tracks on the grid next year. We are getting the return of Istanbul Park in Turkey and the Algarve International Circuit in Portugal.
Let's go!
More noises! No, but for real, Turkey is literally one of my top 5 countries that I want to visit. I want to go to Istanbul so bad. I remember I was talking with my parents a couple months ago about how we should go. And it's a place that I think would be really fun to go to, like with my parents, but also now that it's going to be on the Formula One calendar for the next few years, I may as well just do, a 2-in-1 deal kind of thing soon. I don't know.
Of course. It only makes sense. You're being financially responsible.
Thank you.
You're just looking out for you and your family. No, I think that would actually be such a fun trip. Like Turkey looks like such a beautiful place to visit.
Oh my gosh.
Like the colors, the people, the culture, and like the food. I love coffee. I know you love coffee. Turkish coffee, mwah.
And while we're at it, I had a phase like not that long ago where all the Turkish rom-coms on Netflix, I have watched them all. I'm not even kidding. I have watched every single Turkish rom-com from movie to TV show. I've watched them. I'm obsessed.
Okay, so you've done your research.
Like, I might as well be Turkish.
Honestly, I love that. Honorary citizen. Let's go.
Please.
Oh my God. No, but I know you and I have talked about this a lot, but there's a lot of places that I know both of us want to visit for the motorsports.
Yeah.
So what's one of the places that you're just like dying to go see?
Singapore will also be like a 2-in-1 deal kind of thing because I want to go. Singapore Grand Prix is also in my top 5 of like favorite Formula One Grand Prix. I love a night race, but there's just something about Singapore specifically that I'm obsessed with. And I also just really want to go to Singapore. So I think that would be actually, oh my God. But you also know Brazil is number 1.
Brazil,
Brazil is number one. And then Singapore is like right there with Brazil for me.
No, 100%.
Yeah. What about you?
I would love to go to Brazil, hands down. Another one that I think would be so fun would be, first of all, any of the Italian races, just getting to see like the Tifosi, like in their element, just for the atmosphere,
honestly,
would be impeccable. But yeah, no, for me, number 1 would be Brazil, like that race. First of all, Brazil's a beautiful country. I have never been like to South America, period.
We have to make it happen because I know Brazil is in my heart. Like, you know how Lewis Hamilton says he's an honorary Brazilian? So am I. You don't understand how much Brazil is in my heart. And if we go down deep into the history of it, a lot of like West African culture is also tied with Brazilian culture, obviously. So I have like some connections through there that I like, that like makes me really want to go to Brazil. Like they have this one thing called akraje that they eat, which is really funny because we also have it in my culture and it's called akra. It's the same exact thing. It's just they eat theirs as a sandwich and we just eat ours with like a sauce. I know. But anyway, yappa.
Okay.
But like,
okay, wait. After the episode, you're gonna have to tell me like what this is.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's so good. I love when my mom makes it.
Ooh,
and my sister.
Honestly,
whoever
like
wants to make it for me.
food? Comfort
That's
food?
exactly what it is.
Like,
it's comfort food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know it. I mean, if we're going for comfort food, I gotta go to Hungary. Like,
yeah, you do. Yeah,
goulash.
You do.
I am Eastern European at heart. I love me some goulash.
But for our audience, if y'all want to let us know where you want to travel to for an F1 race, please let us know because, hey, maybe you know what we should do? And this is truly inspo from Tasia. Tasia always makes her way back. But what she really does.
She's the icon of the podcast.
Honestly, Tasia, I hope you know this. But we should do like a little hold the pass group trip somewhere with like our audience one day, like how she did with like, the Monaco Grand Prix. I think I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out.
I'd be down. Honestly, that Monaco trip looks so fun.
I know. And it doesn't have to be just Formula One. It could be also Formula E. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Just saying. But okay, back to the actual program. So let's talk about the Turkish Grand Prix for a second. As I mentioned, it's going to be held at Istanbul Park. So it is about 5.33 kilometers in length. It has 14 turns with one turn being very iconic, and that is turn 8. Turn 8 is actually nicknamed Diabolica, which I thought was really funny. I know.
Wait, like Parabolica?
Oh, look at that. I didn't even have to say it. I was going to say it, but I didn't even say it because you got it. But yeah, it's nicknamed Diabolica, which is a play on Parabolica. And that's because of how fast the corner is. And a lot of drivers actually compare it to corners such as Eau Rouge, which, if we talk about Eau Rouge for a second, I am very heartbroken.
I know.
Very heartbroken. That Spa is off the calendar. If we're going to talk about racetracks to visit, I think I talk to you about Spa like once a day.
No, literally. Anytime we're talking about tracks, Fatima's like, so, Spa?
Like, I love Spa, and I need to go to Spa and see Formula One race in Spa. And like, I will, if Formula One's not going to race in Spa, don't worry. I will find a series that does, and I will be there. I honestly might just go to like a WEC race and,
honestly.
Because I know they race there.
Seriously, like, what do you always say? F1 is not the be-all and
all of motorsport. But I just need to see Eau Rouge in its flesh. And I have a very interesting relationship with Spa because I understand how dangerous of a circuit it is, especially in wet conditions. Whenever Formula One races there, when it's raining, I get very anxious. I don't love it. And I know the drivers probably don't love it. And I think it's like one of those where I'm like, we don't actually have to race here. Yeah. By the way, if it's raining, just saying. But hey, that is a story for another episode, which I do think we should talk about one day. Let's get back to Turkey. So the Turkish Grand Prix was first introduced to Formula One in 2005. And it was on the calendar for not that long. Actually, it was only from 2005 to 2011. And then it returned back to Formula One from 2020 to 2021 due to COVID and, races dropping out and races coming in, yada, yada, yada. But now it's officially back on the Formula One calendar from 2027 to 2031, which is, isn't that like, and I know from not me being a hater, not me being shady, isn't that like how long Charles signed his life away to Ferrari?
Wait, I think you're right, actually. You're right.
No, I just think that's funny. So he'll be racing in Turkey for a very long time.
Specifically in Ferrari.
It's specifically in Ferrari, which we will talk about in a minute, actually. But what's really interesting about this circuit is that it is one of 9 circuits on the grid that runs anti-clockwise. I think another one is also Vegas. I freaking love Vegas because it cracks me up, the upside down pig. Cracks me up with the Vegas track.
Literally.
Yeah, and because it's anti-clockwise, it can cause a lot of strain on the driver's necks. And if we look at how Kimi Antonelli was racing in our last race, which was Barcelona. And I remember because my driver won. His neck he was going through it. He was like leaning more heavily on one side. So it's going to be interesting. To see how drivers such as Kimi are going to be able to race on this track. And I say this because the grid is kind of split right now with half the drivers who have experience on this circuit. So like our older gen of drivers. And then there's honestly a really big chunk that don't have experience racing on this track. And that is the 2025 rookies of Liam Lawson, Franco Colapinto, Kimi Antonelli, Gabriel Bortoleto, Isaac Hadger, Oliver Behrman. And then we also have 2026 rookie Arvid Lindblad and 2023 rookie Oscar Piastri.
Oh my God.
I know. I know. So it's like a huge chunk.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And like, I honestly checked to make sure that like they haven't raced on it. Cause I was like, when was the last time a feeder series, raced in, Turkey? And we'll get into that in a bit, but like, none of these drivers have raced on it. And sure, they have the sim, but it's not the same as we've learned.
Literally, yeah, because I was going to ask, like, I guess even F2 and F3 wouldn't have raced on it either.
No, they wouldn't have.
That's
as I mentioned, the last time a feeder series raced in Turkey was in 2011. And fun fact, the 2006 GP2 race, which we now know as like, Formula 2, name changes, all that fun stuff, on the circuit gave us one of the most epic comebacks in feeder series history.
Okay.
You know my goat. You already know my goat. Everybody knows my goat. I can't help it, y'all. I'm so sorry. But let's rewind before I bring up my goat, because I had to bring up his nemesis. His nemesis with the entire family. He's like beefing with the whole entire family.
Oh my God.
Their fault. But again, a story for another day. Nelson Piquet.
Junior or senior?
Junior. Could you imagine if Nelson Piquet Sr. is racing in GP2?
That would be
I would
crazy.
be like, now what happened here? You went from Formula 1 champion and now you're racing in a feeder series? Make it make sense, senior.
Just like regress.
I mean, anyway.
Not to get into that.
Anyway, so Nelson Piquet Jr. and Lewis Hamilton were title rivals that season in for the 2006 GP2 championship seasons. And during the sprint race at the Turkish Grand Prix specifically, on lap 2, Lewis Hamilton spun his car, sending him to the back of the grid, which was, I think he was either 22nd place when he spun. So he went from like 6th or 7th all the way to the back of the grid, whereas Piquet was making up places. So I think they started side by side and Piquet was making up places. And mind you, again, title rivals for this. However, don't ever doubt my GOAT, audience, because within the remaining 21 laps, Lewis made his way to the front of the grid and he made some gnarly overtakes over the iconic turn 8. And he ultimately finished the race second, which was behind Nelson Piquet, who actually won the race. But imagine that. You spin, you go to the back of the grid and you make your way up to the top, finishing second. And this really cemented him as a driver. And he did actually end up winning the 2006 GP2 championship. And as we know, after 06, he moved on to Formula 1 with an incredible rookie year. And, the rest is well and truly history.
Is it history though? Because he's still racing. I feel like he's still writing it.
He is still racing and great stuff. However, what's really funny though about him making history at the 2006 GP2 series, Turkey, yada, yada, yada. It was actually many, many, many years later, Lewis Hamilton clinched his 7th Formula 1 world title at the 2020 Turkish Grand Prix. Is that not nuts?
That's incredible.
I know. So I think it's safe to say that it's probably a special circuit for him.
Maybe just a little.
Just a little.
Just a little sentimental.
He
doesn't strike me as a very sentimental guy.
He's always like, I forget. I'm like, I know you're lying whenever you
Yeah.
tell the interviewers you forget. Like, I get it,
No.
because I would honestly be like, oh, I can't remember. I have the worst memory. Like,
I
that's
have
such
so many wins.
it's such a perfect excuse though to like
Yeah.
use. But
Yeah.
you know, it's really funny how you mentioned Charles, and we were talking about Charles, and well, to be fair, I mentioned Charles because I'm shady, but but how you mentioned he'll be racing in Turkey for the next for however many years until
5 or something,
2031.
yeah.
Misha, guess which team has been the most successful team in Turkey?
Ferrari?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
They have 3 wins there with Felipe Massa. So 3 constructors wins and then 3 driver wins with Felipe Massa. So
Okay.
hey, who knows what's gonna happen next year?
Okay, let's go.
You know,
And especially wait. So we're recording this between the Barcelona and the Austrian Grand Prix for our audience. The last episode that was just me and Fatima, that was the Silverstone episode. And during that, we had a quick yap where we were like, Lewis Hamilton's gonna win. And then literally like 2 days later, he did.
I think we
Do you
can see
remember
the future.
So, you're telling me Lewis got his 7th championship in Turkey. He cemented it. And you're now telling me that Ferrari is the most successful team in Turkey. And we all know where Lewis is driving.
I'm not saying it's a coincidence,
But I'm just... Number 8/9, is it coming up?
Maybe 11. Let's just throw it all there.
Let's go.
Maybe he can win 3 titles in 1 year. Who knows?
I
don't
mean,
know.
Honestly, if there was one man that could do it, it's Lewis Hamilton. Let's be real.
No.
Somehow.
But before we move on, I do want to say this one actually cracks me up. Another Formula One champion who made waves in Turkey at Istanbul Park before they joined Formula One officially was Sebastian Vettel.
Okay.
Let's talk about this for a second, because Vettel's first Formula One drive was actually at the 2006 Turkish Grand Prix, but this was when he was a test driver for BMW Sauber, and he was their 3rd driver specifically. So he wasn't actually entering the Grand Prix. He was test driving. As we know, they do that, you know? Yeah. So on the Friday when he was driving the car, he set the fastest time during Friday free practice. And at this time, he was the youngest driver to participate in a Formula One Grand Prix weekend at 19 years and 53 days old, which we know has now been surpassed by obviously the likes of Max Verstappen and Kimi Antonelli. But the funny thing about Sebastian Vettel setting the fastest time is he also set the record for the shortest time to get a first career fine at this Turkish Grand Prix. Yeah. So he was fined $1,000 for speeding in the pit lane 6 seconds after he got out onto the track.
Gotta go fast!
I said, that is so insane. What do you mean, Seb?
He's like, I gotta get on the track. Gotta get this F1 thing started. Screw the pit lane limiter.
Let's not even talk about that.
Oh my god, no, I'm
After
having
what
flashbacks to
happened
Monaco.
After happened in Monaco, let's not talk about that. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to the Turkish Grand Prix is Valtteri Bottas is the last Formula One race winner on this track. So maybe next year, should he still be racing with us, we might get some Turkish magic and we might see him in the top 3. Who knows? He might get a pole position. He might win the race. I don't know, but I just think I don't know. I'm really excited. I have good feelings about the Turkish Grand Prix. Thoughts?
I know, me too. But like, imagine Cadillac. Realistically, I don't know if they're gonna have a huge. I don't know if they're gonna be podium regulars next year. But it would be so funny if just like specifically for the Turkish Grand Prix, Valtteri just like brings it back. He loves his coffee. He just like knocks back a shot of Turkish coffee and is like, "Let's go."
That would crack me up. Actually, there's a Turkish restaurant that just opened, or cafe, should I say, that just opened near me. And I went the other day and I got some nice Turkish coffee and it was so good.
Oh,
I love a Turkish cafe. I really do.
For real.
The vibes are just immaculate.
Yeah, there's a couple of nice ones in my neighborhood.
Mm.
Anyway, Turkish Grand Prix is very, very exciting. I'm really, really curious to see what it's going to be like. And I'm really glad that we have this track coming back
Mhm.
because it has such a cool history. And you're right, a lot of the drivers on it, like a lot of the drivers on the grid, are going to be experiencing it for the first time.
I think
And, like,
the last time, sorry to cut you off, I think the last time drivers experiencing it would it be Vegas?
I think so. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Vegas was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's the last time, and that was like everybody was on the same level
Yeah.
with Vegas, and yeah. So this is going to be an interesting one because I'm curious to see how like the experienced drivers are going to fare on this specific track.
Yeah.
Versus, I heard it was an easy, allegedly from said what's his name, Jarno Trulli.
Oh yeah.
He said that it's an easy track to learn or whatever, so he doesn't like it.
Okay.
So
Throwing shade.
So I am curious to see how it's gonna work with the drivers.
Yeah, me too. And I wonder, like, I'm assuming that like the sims have gotten much more precise in recent years. So I'm wondering like how helpful driving on the sim is gonna be ahead of the Turkish Grand Prix and how much that's gonna prep some of the newer guys.
As long as Lewis Hamilton stays away from the sim, because clearly
oh my god,
clearly
he is allergic to the sim, so like
clearly, so as long as he stays away, I'm fine. Everyone else uses the sim, who cares?
Literally. Besides, he's been on the track before. He's been on the track before.
He literally
doesn't need the sim. He doesn't need the sim. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Especially if Mr. Trulli thinks that like it's easy to ride. It'll be like riding a bicycle.
Thank you, Misha. Lewis, if you're hearing this, listen to what Misha said.
Oh my god. No, I'm super, super excited. But another track that I'm really excited about that you mentioned at the top of the show is, well, not track, but we'll get into that. It's the return of Portugal. So,
obrigada.
Go. So, along with Turkey, we're going to be seeing the return of the Portuguese Grand Prix in 2027, as you have said, Fatima. And this race is really interesting because this Grand Prix actually traces its roots to the very, very early days of F1. So, the first race that was titled the Portuguese Grand Prix was held in 1951. Whoa. It wasn't an F1 race, even though I believe this was the year that F1 officially started. But so the very first Portuguese Grand Prix was actually a sports car race.
Period.
Yeah, right? It was held on the Boa Vista street circuit in Porto. So very, very fun. But the first official F1 race to be held in Portugal came a few years later in 1958. And Portugal is one of those countries that has so many circuits to offer. So the Portuguese Grand Prix has actually been on like 4 different circuits.
My gosh.
I know, right? Like so many. So in its early days, it kind of alternated between Boa Vista and Monsanto. So Boa Vista was a street track. I believe Monsanto was a dedicated track. But that was only for like the first 2 or 3 years. And then there was this really, really long period from 1961 to 1983 where F1 just didn't touch Portugal at all.
Oh.
Like these circuits continue to host races, they just weren't F1, right? Like they were, right? Like they were continually used, but Formula One was like absent from Portugal for like 20 plus years.
Was there anything going on during the time, like politically? Like
I don't actually know.
I'm just curious. I can find out for myself.
Honestly, do and then like update.
Yeah,
update, please.
Put in the comments.
No, for real. But I'm not entirely sure. But when it did actually come back, it didn't come back to Boa Vista or Monsanto. It came back and was hosted at Estoril, which is a pretty spicy track known for its 13th and final turn, spooky number.
So like that.
Honestly, like the drivers kind of loved it. Like it's this really, really long right-handed turn that like the entire corner takes like 18 seconds to get through, which in like that's half of like not half a minute. That's a third of a minute almost.
It's nuts.
It's massive. So it has like 3 apexes because of how wide it is. It's one of the longest, like, it's one of the corners that takes the longest to drive through and one of the longest corners in F1 overall.
Wow. Are we going to be racing there again?
No, actually.
Darn.
We won't.
I got ahead of myself. Sorry. Keep going.
It's okay. So this turn, it's a right-hander, so lots of pressure on the right-hand tires, especially the rears, and it is called, the entire turn today is called the Parabolica Ayrton Senna.
Senna.
So, I know. I love him. What an icon.
Do you know why they named it that? Can you, like, tell me more?
Of course I can.
Thanks, Mish.
I got you. So, I mean, no surprise that it's probably no surprise that Senna had like really, really strong ties to Portugal and to this track in particular. I know that he felt really close with like the Portuguese culture, particularly because he was a pretty religious guy, very, very Catholic, and that's a really big part of Portuguese culture.
Yeah.
So he kind of just like felt at home there. But beyond that, he also had a really, really interesting few moments in his career at this track specifically. And it dates back to even before he started racing in F1.
Okay.
So, remember how I told you, like, between, like, 61 and 1983, there was no F1?
Mm-hmm.
There was still karting happening, and it was happening, like, at this specific track, at Esotral.
Oh.
So, back in 1979, Ayrton Senna actually competed in the World Karting Championship. And he wasn't the winner, he was the runner-up. But this was the year that really kind of got him noticed and kind of kicked off his F1 career. And I remember there was somebody, a historian, that was saying how, like, the number of people that watched some of Senna's, like, F1 wins and the number of people that watched this karting win in particular, like, is basically the same. And, like, the fanfare was the same. Like, people were so excited for this kid.
When you're goated, you're goated, my friend. When you're goated, you're goated.
From childhood or from like a really, really young age.
Mm-hmm.
But karting aside, so like he made his kind of impact on this track before he came into F1. But probably one of the most iconic moments for Senna at this particular track in Portugal came in 1985. So this was Senna's second year ever in F1. He was racing for Lotus at the time, and I believe this was the second race of the year in 1985. So still like pretty early in his career. And he began the Portuguese Grand Prix in 1985 so dominantly. He got his first pole position of his career.
Dang.
Yeah. And he got it by almost half a second. Like, he was almost half a second ahead of Alain Prost, who was P2. And, like, this is, like, where their rivalry started.
Senna v. Prost!
Senna v. Prost. Like, this is some of, like, the earliest sparks of that rivalry are starting here in this race. And it is so exciting.
I think we need, like, I don't know if we have one, but we need, like, a Rush-like movie for Senna v. Prost, low-key.
Honestly, I know there's the movie that's, like, just about Senna, but there needs to be, like, just the two of them. There needs to be, like, Rush 2, Senna v. Prost.
And then Rush 3, Schumacher v. everybody on the grid. Rush 4, not Hulkenberg, Nico Rosberg. Could you imagine? Nico Hulkenberg and K-Mag.
Hulkenberg catching strays.
Rush 4, Rosberg and Hamilton. Rush 5, I'm messing up all my names. Keep going. Back to
Hamilton Verstappen.
Thank you. You got me.
I'm here for it, honestly. I am here for it. You know how I feel about Rush.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Saturday of the Portuguese Grand Prix weekend, easy peasy. Senna gets pulled by half a second.
Mm-hmm.
Race day comes. And as almost every classic race that we talk about, it is a day filled with torrential rain. Because it is not an iconic F1 race if there's not a downpour, I swear. And
you know what? Listen, I see why a lot of the old heads get mad when Formula One like red flags a race because of torrential downpour, but like also, girl, what are we doing?
No, for real. Like, safety first,
you know,
drama second.
That part.
Oh my god. But yeah, torrential rain on Sunday. Too bad for everyone else because that didn't stop Senna from continuing to dominate. He like lights out and away we go. He led the race start to finish. And do you want to guess how much the gap between him and second place was in terms of time?
Girl, like I'm gonna say minutes. Like 3.
Actually, yeah, it was a minute 2
real?
seconds.
Oh,
it was a minute and 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nuts.
So I went to look at the lap times, and a lap at that time in 1985 around the track, a quali lap was a minute 20.
Okay.
So, like, honestly, probably a few more laps, and he would have like lapped the entire field.
I was like 3, and then I was like, he would have lapped them like 3 times to Timo. Relax.
Honestly.
But like that's insane though. Like still.
Yeah, like I don't remember the last time I saw somebody finish a minute ahead of someone.
Must have been Verstappen in that like 2023 era. That's like if not a minute, like very close to a minute.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, he second place was Michele Alboreto of Ferrari, nearly a whole lap down. And this race was in general just so crazy, because only 9 of 26 drivers crossed the finish line. Like the rain took out so many people. Hold on, I actually have like, do I have it pulled up? I don't think I do. But it was like there's a bunch of famous names. It was like Niki Lauda, Nelson Piquet, Gerard Berger, like all of these really, really well-known names at the time. Just Keke Rosberg did not cross the finish line.
Dang. See that, Nelson Piquet?
Yeah.
The true Brazilian. Sorry.
Oh my
god. You know they had beef.
That's true.
That was all entirely on Piquet's side, but hey, whatever. Keep going.
That's true. That's so true. That's so true. Oh my god. Yeah, anyway, back to Senna. This
I'm sorry, Brazilians.
Just be catching strays today. Oh my god.
Can't go back.
It's fine. Anyway, Senna gets his maiden win in Portugal. Unfortunately, this would be the only time that Senna actually won in Portugal. He got a few more podiums later in his career, but mostly like P2. But overall, regardless of his results at the race, kind of like I said before, Portugal had always been like a home away from home for him, and he always kind of looked at it as his second home, which I think is actually so lovely to see, and we see it with a lot of drivers. You mentioned earlier, and we can talk a bit more about this, but like there are some drivers that just have like really strong connections with certain places, like Lewis Hamilton and Brazil.
Valtteri Bottas and Australia.
True.
That man is Australian.
100%. That man's Australian. Like I've never seen a more Australian mullet in my life.
Honestly, but no, it is true. A lot of drivers do have that like that connection to different tracks, and I mean, I guess it makes sense, especially like when you feel like where you're loved as well. It's like Senna in Portugal and Hamilton in Brazil. Like they have a connection to the people, particularly,
exactly.
You know, and the track and the racing is just an expected like add-on, but like it's really the people there.
Exactly. And another one that comes to mind to me is Hamilton in China, like the Shanghai.
Yeah. Team LA China does not play about him.
No.
When he did that pop-up this year, but he was,
God.
oh my god, that was so precious.
I know. It's like, and what I really like about it is every time there's this connection, like, okay, yes, you see it from the fans to the driver, but you also see it from the driver to the fans to the country. Like it's very wholesome.
I do too. I think it makes like the sport really exciting, especially for drivers who don't have, or sorry, especially for countries who don't have like a driver that like is actually from there to like represent them. It's nice that they can find someone that they feel really connected to. And I think that's really special.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And on that note, I think we need to do an episode of like driver diversity.
Me likey. I like that because I have many thoughts.
Oh yeah.
I have
Oh,
many thoughts that we have. I like that we're thinking of things, you know, we have a couple solo app things coming up that I'm
I
really excited
know.
about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
We got some stuff banked for you guys. Don't worry.
We're doing what we
Um,
can.
but Fatima, you
Hmm.
mentioned that the Turkish Grand Prix was on hiatus
Hmm.
until 2020 and 2021. Did you know that the same was actually true for Portugal?
Oh, actually, I didn't.
Yeah, so I told you it was gone for like 20 years and then it came back.
Hmm.
And it stuck around for like another 15 or so years. And then I believe in 1997, it got taken off the calendar again. But it came back in 2020 as one of the 17 races during that extremely COVID impacted F1 year. Um,
Yeah.
that was crazy. And
Also, sorry, no, we should do an episode on sports and COVID because the basketball bubble. Do you remember that?
oh my God, as a Toronto Raptors fan, I'm traumatized. I am traumatized. That was
I actually
awful.
like when I think of a bubble, it feels like a fever dream to me. Like genuinely.
No, literally going from the 2019 championship.
Don't even get me started. You know what's so
freaking-
funny? I was just talking to my sisters because you know how the Knicks recently won the championship,
Yes.
and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it feels like when the Raptors won." And I was like, "Oh my god, that was such a fun era." Little did we know what was looming around the corner.
No, for real. For real.
But no, I think we should do an ep on the sports and COVID because it was really interesting. That's what I'll say for now.
It was. So
Mhm.
one of the interesting things actually about that particular F1 season is when the original 2020 schedule came out in 2019 before like we went into
Mhm.
lockdown and everything, Portugal wasn't on the schedule at all. It
Okay.
actually didn't get added until July of 2020. Like midway through the season, and it was scheduled for October. And they did that to help fill out the calendar. Like if you'll remember, we raced
Yeah.
in Austria twice, we raced in Silverstone twice. Like they pulled out some like tracks from the vault for that
They really
year.
did.
But yeah, so when it came back, it didn't come back to Esatrel. It actually came back to, or it came to a completely new track, a fourth track in Portugal,
Okay.
and that was Portimao. And this is where we're going to be racing in 2027 on. So this is such a crazy circuit that the drivers have often called a roller coaster because it has so many elevation changes. It's just like going up and down, up and down. It reminds me of that like Lando Norris meme, up and moving up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster. I love that meme so much.
You know what my favorite Lando Norris meme is? And I just said that to myself whenever I'm overwhelmed. And today I came back from work overwhelmed and I was like, and it's all too much for little Fatima. But I said little Fatima.
I love that.
That is like
sleepy.
Oh my gosh, so adorable. But that's my favorite Lando one.
Honestly, that's top tier Lando meme material. Yeah. But yeah, he's gonna be moving up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster in Portimao next year. But one thing that really stood out to me when I was doing research about this track is how much the drivers actually really, really love it because of those features.
That tracks.
So, right? Like, Charles Leclerc was saying, like, it's a pretty slippery track and you're kind of moving around everywhere, but like, it makes it really enjoyable. And the track itself, what's really interesting is because of all the elevation changes and the way that it's laid out, drivers don't often see a turn apex until they're like in it, which makes it super, super challenging. And it's very different from anything that we have on the calendar. So kind of what you were talking about, a lot of the rookies not really having experience in Turkey, a lot of them as far as I know, don't have a lot of experience on this track either.
Interesting. And I kind of just want to go back to you saying how like a lot of the drivers like it. And I think the drivers love a good challenging track. And I think that's kind of where Mr. Trulli was going on with Turkey, where I don't think it was as challenging per se. I think that's what he was kind of expressing, but other drivers beg to differ. So I think it's really based on the driver. But for this one, I can imagine the different elevation changes really do make it more exciting. And for fans as well, it makes for an exciting race.
Yeah, for sure. And kind of like Vegas in 2020, because this was the first time that Portimao was being used as a circuit. It was like clean slate for everybody, basically.
Yeah.
So in 2020, do you remember who won the Portuguese Grand Prix?
2020, a great year for some, a terrible year. Wait, let me take that back. A terrible year for everyone.
Honestly,
terrible.
I don't think anyone was thriving in 2020.
I'm gonna say my GOAT.
It was your GOAT.
Period.
It was your
My GOAT.
And the reason why I bring this up is because when he won in Portugal, that was his 92nd career win, which broke Michael Schumacher's 91 wins as the record for most F1 wins ever.
You know what's so funny that you say that is because as like the two tracks are bringing back, like he has history on Lewis, because obviously him clinching his 7th title officially made him tied with Michael Schumacher.
Exactly.
I'm like, wow, they're so interconnected.
No, for real. And like, this is the track that he broke Schumacher's record on. Like, obviously, since then, he has added on, most recently being his 106th in Barcelona, which, as we said, we predicted. Well, we didn't predict Barcelona. We predicted he would win. We just didn't know our prediction.
Yeah, and it came like really soon.
Literally, I think like the next, like we recorded on like a Thursday, and like that Sunday it was.
And I'm gagging because I don't even think that episode dropped yet for our audience.
No, that's the Silverstone episode. We're gonna look so outdated.
No, it's fine. It just means that we saw the vision. It means that we saw the vision, Misha. We were like, I'm sorry, but for realsies, the trajectory that he was on, like from when we recorded that episode, he had just came second in Monaco.
Yeah.
To him, like we were like, and that was back-to-back second place finishes, because the previous race he had also just came second. So like it was like coming. It was just like when.
Exactly.
Lo and behold, it was Barcelona. And again, Michael Schumacher is also involved, because didn't he break the record for most wins in Barcelona, which he was tied to with Michael Schumacher as well?
I think so.
Yeah. So I'm like, girl, we need to do a video on Schumacher and Hamilton and the connection.
No, literally.
For real.
Before we finish off, one last thing that I want to talk about is, so we know Turkey and Portugal are coming back for 2027, but there are plenty of locations across the world that are hoping to either come back to the F1 calendar or join the F1 calendar as brand new locations. And although it has not been finalized yet, there is one that I think you and I really, really want to talk about, and that is Korea, which is working really, really hard to get to the F1 calendar in 2028.
Oh, it's coming up. One that I also, we didn't discuss this, but one that I know is also working really hard that I really dream to see is South Africa.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually just thinking about that.
And if South Africa comes, I don't care how expensive the flights are. I'm going to the very first race that returns back to South Africa.
Absolutely.
It's just happening.
Absolutely. I am kind of low-key shocked it's not back already, but
I know, because they've really been pushing for it, and like their officials have also been really pushing to have it back. So I'm shocked, like you're saying, that like I don't think we've heard anything in a minute actually about South Africa returning, but hopefully we do, because I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I agree. Like I'm genuinely surprised like there hasn't been any official announcement, and I'm, speaking of Korea, kind of surprised at how much faster Korea is getting their plans out for this, because they've already had a proposed track for Incheon, which is where it would be coming back to.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised because that's a whole other conversation for another day.
I think we can actually get into that a little bit today.
Oh, please, then go.
I think so. But before we do that, I just really, really want to touch on quickly the history that Korea has had in F1,
please.
which is extremely short. Basically, there have only ever been 4 F1 races in Korea between 2010 and 2013, and Sebastian Vettel won 3 of the 4.
Wow, shock.
Do you know who so he won 2011, 12, and 13. Do you know who won 2010?
Who, actually?
Fernando Alonso.
I was thinking, but I was like, nah, I don't know. I was gonna say Alonso or Jensen Button. Those were my 2 that were on my brain.
But yeah, unfortunately, I have never actually like seen a Korean Grand Prix like aired live. Have you?
Definitely not. In 2010, I was graduating grade 8.
Valid. Yeah. What, you mean you haven't been watching F1 your entire life?
Get out of my face, bros.
You weren't born on an F1 sim?
You weren't singing the F1 tune back in your mother's womb?
Oh my god. Podcast rights revoked.
Fake fan. Fake fan.
Fake fans.
Hilarious.
Oh my god.
Hilarious. But actually, speaking of the F1 title sequence, and have you finally seen this, Misha? Because I feel like I've brought this up to you many times. And I'm like, Misha, you would love this.
I haven't.
Because how Brazil is like me, South Korea is you. So I'm shocked that you haven't. But if we're going to talk about the Korean Grand Prix and Formula One, you actually can't not talk about the 2012 South Korean Formula One title sequence. It was, what's the word I'm looking for? It was a collab of F1 and Gangnam Style. And they literally had Psy singing Gangnam Style, and they had the driver intros doing the dance. Like, they had the drivers like, Misha, I'm shocked that you haven't come across this because this is insane.
I'm shocked I haven't come across it either, to be
honest.
I
cannot believe it. I'm going to send it to you right now because I'm pretty sure I have it open in my tab somewhere.
Speaking of me being a Korea boo, I want to talk about why Korea is actually a really, really good market for F1 to be breaking into. And that is because, and I've made reels and TikToks about this before, there is an extremely, extremely strong overlap between the F1 and K-pop fan demographics.
Oh, don't even get me started.
There's like, and there's so many reels and like videos online of people like either talking about like the F1 to K-pop or K-pop to F1 pipeline, or like how much
K-popification of Formula One.
Literally all of this. And like, there was that report very, very recently that showed that the fastest growing demographic of F1 fans is young women, who are also one of the biggest demographics of K-pop listeners. And in particular, like millennial women and millennial fans in general, not just women, they're the ones that are able to spend money on concert tickets and on F1 Grand Prix tickets. And to be honest, those things cost about the same. Like they're on the same like price bracket. And there's a lot of, beyond just fandom, there's a lot of other areas of overlap between F1 and K-pop, and one of them being like musical performances are becoming a very common part of an F1 weekend experience. Like we see it especially in some of the bigger races like Las Vegas and Miami. Like there's always somebody headlining.
It's like Saturday. A festival.
Literally. Imagine throwing like a massive K-pop group into that. Like, do you know how fast tickets would sell out?
Probably really fast. You know, I know nothing about K-pop, so this is your region.
Like, I'm telling you, F1 would make so much money. So much money. And then not only that, but there's also like a lot of promotional overlap. Like the brands that F1 teams work with, but also F1 as a whole, like Louis Vuitton. Like a lot of these brands have ambassadors who are K-pop musicians. And they've kind of already started tapping into that. We saw a bit of that this year with Felix from Stray Kids. And if you don't know who Felix is, if you're listening or watching, I need you to go into YouTube and type in Stray Kids God's Menu and just watch the music video. You will know who Felix is. And also, you're welcome.
I will do that.
Please do. I need to see your reaction to this.
Interesting.
But yeah, so he was in Shanghai this year because he's a brand ambassador for Gentle Monster, who were doing a collab with Disney and F1. He's also a brand ambassador for Adidas, who were doing a collab with Mercedes, and like he was promoting a lot of their stuff. He was in the Mercedes garage.
Good for him.
Right? This man has so many ambassadorships. I'm like, leave him to be unemployed.
Like, brother, please.
Please. The unfortunate truth about F1 is that it is a business first and the sport second.
Yep.
And with the influence that Korea has, not just through K-pop, but through K-beauty, through fashion, through tech, through so many other industries on a global level today, if F1 genuinely wants to continue growing, I think that becoming more relevant in Korea is going to be so much more powerful than a lot of the other markets that it is chasing, like North America. There's such a huge, massive fan base here that it kind of, there needs to be more K-popification of F1.
I actually have a lot of thoughts on that I need to work in my brain, but I think we can have a good debate on that, because I have some thoughts about that I don't think you and I might not be aligned on that specifically. Ooh. So I do think we could maybe have a good debate on that in the future. I do agree with the marketing. I do 100%, but I just have thoughts. But I don't like to say my thoughts if I'm not fully like clear on them. So I need to like figure it out first. Yeah.
That's so fair. I did type out notes for this and then just bring it on you.
Yeah. And I didn't review it, but I do agree with the business skill, because K-pop is a big business. Big business, especially in North America. I mean, it's insane. Yeah. I feel like one day I woke up and it was just everywhere. And I do think that's great, because what my siblings and I talk about a lot is like, it's great to see other cultures. It's great to see pop culture kind of shift away from the American market. It is. So I have a lot of thoughts that I want to like work, but I think we'll have a great conversation.
I think so. I think this is going to be really fun. Okay.
I'm excited. Look at this. Oh, that was it.
That's it.
I was screaming. Audience. I don't know why I'm shouting at them. So sorry. Sorry, guys. What is your favorite? I have a couple questions for the audience. For those of you who are out there listening in the void, answer me this. What's your favorite F1 intro? Like, as in F1 title intros? Because, you know, we have the Mexican Grand Prix with the mariachi, and then we have obviously Korea. Wild. And then we have the OG, the chain Formula One, and I'm sure there's some out there that I'm missing as well. That, and then also let us know where you would love to see Formula One race in. It could be a country that they previously raced in, or a country that they've never raced in. I know the only continent they haven't raced in for obvious reasons is Antarctica, but hey, yeah, maybe one day.
I mean, I feel like, you know what? I feel like moving Canada to May would be like, was a good idea if they're going to get ready to race in the snow.
They're prepping for it. They're prepping for it. Right? Because I was really worried this year, because you know how long our winter was.
No, and it was a long winter this year.
Like,
Montreal? If it's a long winter for us, it's an even longer winter in Montreal. So, so Pirelli, get on those snow tires.
I do have to say, Pirelli did their big one in Barcelona, though, with the tires. I'm not going to lie. Like, it was great to see strategy, like, proper, like, tire strategy. Even though, I don't know why all the teams crumbled once Hamilton pit, and they were like, oh, no, we should pit too. No, for Mercedes didn't need to pit that first time. They didn't need to pit. That's my only thing I have to say. And, like, I texted you that, like, as we were watching the race. I was like, what
is going on?
I I was like, low-key, they didn't need to do that.
No.
But that's a conversation for another day. That's all that we have for you today. Thank you so much for sitting here and watching this. This has been the Hold the Past podcast. I've been your host, Fatima.
And I've been your host, Misha.
And if you like this episode, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share as well. And please let us know your thoughts because we had such a fun time with this one.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Hold the Past Pod and anywhere you listen to your podcast from as well. And you can also reach out to us through email at holdthepastpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any thoughts, ideas, questions, or even concerns, who knows? Thank you all so much again for listening to this and watching this. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.